going to be angry rant, not about Marjorie Taylor Greene entirely, but about mainstream media, journalism, and I'm putting that in hard quotes, and Facebook. If you're not aware of it, Facebook is a money-making company, and they base it on making you log in so they get implicit permission to track what you look up on Facebook. It has nothing to do with anything else other than that. Honest engine. and Zuckerberg isn't a fucking android. Anyway, the point I'm making here, or whoever runs it, I don't really know who runs Facebook. Honestly, seriously, is it just Skynet? But I digest. This is a screenshot, that's all we got, of Marjorie Taylor Greene's Facebook posting, November 17th, 2018, one of many where she brought up lasers. I don't care about anything else. I don't want to hear it. I just wanted to find out where she ever used the word laser, spelled correctly or not, because there's more than one way of spelling it, because we in the United States misspell things as part of the culture. They're actually just different ways of spelling it because we just misuse it all the time, all right? This is only a screenshot because of two things I'm going to complain about immediately. Journalists either refusing to or not trying to archive her post so we can prove it was really done. That they didn't. They had over 2 years to archive this shit. And they waited until Facebook was putting up a login demand and a bunch of shit? Really? Nobody archived it before then. Really? Then it didn't matter to anybody. And if you're a journalist and you're supposed to be catching people who are saying stuff that's untrue, whether they're lying or being buffoons, you're supposed to archive this shit. Nobody attempted to archive it at all till years later. Okay. So did you just keep trying to archive it before you did the story? Or did you just not give a shit? You know how many attempts were done? 2. 2 journalists, I'm putting that in hard quotes, archived or tried to. Okay. Now the next thing I'm going to bitch about is Facebook making it impossible to archive public officials on their personal or official accounts saying shit that needs to be archived in case they say something you have to take them to court over or use as evidence against them in a proceeding. Yeah, Facebook needs to stop doing that. Under penalty of prison time, mandatory 4 years, period, Zuckerberg. Well, I'm not responsible. Doesn't matter. You're the head of the company. That'll get an immediate change in behavior if you're thrown in the pokey for 4 years without the right to communicate with anybody. So you're basically thrown off the team. It's your responsibility, asshole. Politicians do not have the right to be free from being archived. We can film them, we can tape record them, we can archive all their stupid comments on Twitter and Facebook, whether it's Joe Biden or Miss Greene if you're nasty over here. All right? All right. Next, I'm going to make a public statement. I can't prove Marjorie Taylor Greene said any of this shit because the journalists and Facebook made it impossible. I'm okay. No, really, seriously. And this is one of probably dozens of her postings about space lasers or not. Now I'm going to leave a link to over 3,000. I can't do my joke of over 9,000. Over 3,000 postings this imbecile, if you don't like what she thinks, posted. Now again, I checked a few of them. Nobody pointed to an actual link of every other posting she's done on Facebook and Twitter, a full list of every stupid thing she said. I don't care why you're doing it. Nobody gave me a list. Why isn't there a list? Why aren't you archiving this shit immediately when you see it? Why aren't you using two archivers, archive.org and Archive Today? Because they would eventually, if you keep using them every day, once each, no more than that, if you're a supposed journalist, you could be able to get an archive of it. Once that archive is made, at least on archive.org, you can then put that into Archive Today and make a permanent copy of it. Because archive.org is friendly to people who want to erase proof that they were stupid or proof that they're guilty. Because they keep erasing shit. Archive Today will not do that. At least not normally. So we do both of them, and we use one to archive the other if we can get away with it. Because we should. And again, Facebook should legally be compelled to never hide any posting by anybody and not require a login screen. Get the fuck out of our way so we can do the archiving. Okay, I'm done with the little rant. Now this is what it looks like when you see all the screen grabs. This one happened, I had to find one. This one happens to be a PNG file, which means I can use it because it's clean enough. The others are all JPEGs. And again, I'm gonna be angry here. Are you an archivist or a journalist? And are you using JPEGs? Okay, that's one nail gun shot to the kneecap for every fucking JPEG. Are you converting them all to PNG so you can hide that you did that? Huh? JPEGs are not required anymore for bandwidth because people are using high-speed internet. Fucking stop putting up low-grade images. JPEGs are not good enough when we can do PNG for the same space almost. You stupid shitbags. Moving on. This is what it looks like as a PNG cleaned up by just removing the color stuff. I just removed a picture and the emojis. Now it can be run through an OCR routine. I have a link below to 2 OCR websites. This is what it comes up as. It's a wall of text. Yay. And I can't check it. I'm not going to go through it. Ain't got time for that shit. So we're just going to go to the bottom of the page and see if we can see anything of any use. Marjorie Taylor Greene, Representative or Republican Representative, Georgia, on 2018, November 17th. Unknown time because we don't have an archive so we can get the exact hour, minute, and second. That's important. I'll mention that in a minute. Facebook posting. California camp wildfire causes. She's speculating and put it as speculation and said there's too many coincidences. You can read the whole thing because I'm going to include the whole goddamn thing in the video, even if I don't include the goddamn links at this point. There are 3,000 archive captures for anything not saying the word space laser. Or not. You'd have to go dig them up. There's no point because there's 3,000 of them and no journalist would ever go through 3,000 freaking archives to find the right answer. Versus sunlight reflecting off satellites, solar panels causing the fire. Or it's Israel. I'm not going to use the other word because I'll get flagged for quoting a bigot. Yes, I said it. Marjorie Taylor Greene is a bigot. She's confirmed that enough times. I don't need to say it and worry about you're not going to disprove it. She's a bigot. Not because she said Israel, but because she says a bunch of dog whistles and not just the country of Israel or the government of Israel. If she wants to make a claim that the government of Israel had power collection satellites or equipment in orbit that accidentally caused a fire, she could have said that. She did not say that. Now I'm reading the direct quotes, and again, I'm not reading them directly. Because though we don't know whether or not that image really is even her posting, because again, Facebook and the journalists, almost like a cabal, yes, I used the word, went out of their way in a conspiracy to keep us from having archives because they didn't make them possible or didn't do them. Again, I can detect 2 attempts to archive this. The rest of the time, it's let's just repost a screen grab because that's totally not easily faked. I could have faked the previous one. In fact, I did partially. Yes, I stuck a deliberate image edit in. It's not authentic. It was a little ad at the bottom she had for the space power system experiment that didn't go through. But I did alter the image. It's not authentic. And you didn't detect it. Because I cut off the bottom of it and shift some text around. That's all I have to do. That immediately invalidates a screen grab. Get it? Here are the quotes. Now, these are not direct quotes. I put them into a logical order of an argument for the idea that something in orbit accidentally started a fire. That's all that was claimed in this one thing. This is the only thing anybody gave a link to. If you're going to give a link to her saying it was an accident and then say she meant it was purposeful, and I did, we're going to look for the word, the dog whistle word, okay? All right. Now I'm going to highlight these parts and we can all follow along. Here we are. Now it's highlighted as of now. If they are beaming the sun's energy back to Earth, and then I'm going to highlight the next one, would that look like a laser beam or a light beam coming down to Earth? The answer is no, Miss Greene. I'm sure they wouldn't ever miss a transmitter receiving station. Mistakes are never made when anything new is invented. Could that cause a fire? There are all these people who have pictures and video who said they saw what looked like lasers or blue beams of light causing the California camp wildfires. Now, that's not actually what she typed. That's what she was getting around to. And I put it in logical order on purpose. Is this a claim that's impossible? The answer is actually, yeah, it is impossible. Light energy collected from space, if it's sent back to the Earth, is sent back as radio signals, not light. That's literally the end of it. Now, did she use the other words? The words we're not allowed to use on YouTube, even though that's the whole fucking point of the video. Okay, I'm going to go up here to the upper left. I'm going to hit the let's search button. Lasers, laser, space laser, looks like laser, a laser beam, and my synopsis. I don't see any of the dog whistle word that we're supposed to be angry about here. It's not on this posting. She didn't use the J word. We're not allowed to use the J word. We have to use the words Israeli government. Next, was the Israeli government involved in putting orbiting equipment in space to do an experiment? Maybe. That means if it's orbiting, it doesn't sit above a specific spot unless it's in like orbit that's static above the Earth. Geostationary is the word I was looking for. Sorry. So let's review. In this wall of text, because she posted a wall of text, that they're citing as proof of her being a bigot, instead of citing the other 10 postings where she was being a bigot. She didn't use the specific word. She did use the specific wording in another set of posts that, again, the news channels, the supposed journalists, and Facebook made sure we couldn't have an archive of. That's it. This was a commonly occurring conspiracy theory meme on the internet about seeing lights come down from space, hitting the ground, and starting the fires, like out of a horror movie. That's what she was addressing here. This is the only citation people gave to the J word, space laser conspiracy theory. Now, the fact that she absolutely did post others with that doesn't change the fact that every fucking one of these pages linked to this, not to the proof. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.